Good day, my friends, and welcome to an episode of Awareness Talks. In this minicast, it is my job to deconstruct the routines, habits, and strategies that I and other world-class performers have used to flourish both in the world at large and in our personal lives. Using basic life excavation tools like physical training, nutrition exploration, stress management techniques, and much more, we will uncover what it means to live a healthier, happier life. This podcast is brought to you by Awareness Today. This is a free weekly newsletter where I will provide you with anything that I find interesting in the realms of physical training, mental, physical recovery, and something miscellaneous such as books, albums, documentaries, etc. You can find it in your email inbox every Friday, so that way you have a tasty bite of knowledge before you head off for the weekend. In order to access that newsletter, there is a link down in the show notes down below. Now, without further ado, let's begin with this week's episode of Awareness Talks. First one up, we have physical fitness. This week, a specific movement that did catch my eye it wasn't a specific movement that caught my eye, but it was a set type that you can apply to any given movement. This is easily one of my favorite set types for two reasons. It's concise and provides great results given the amount of effort required. Full disclosure, I learned this from my coach. You can find him on his page, Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at lore_fitness_official. That's LORE_fitness_official. The set type is called Crazy 8's, and the way that we perform it is first by doing 8 quarter reps, 8 half reps, and 8 full reps. Yes, indeed, it is crazy. Let's do a bicep curl, for example. You would first do 8 quarter reps, then 8 half reps, and then 8 full reps, giving us a total of 24 reps. You can start from the top, the bottom, doesn't really matter. It just depends on if you want to feel it more in the stretch of the movement or if you want to feel it more in the squeeze of the movement. Given that it is a high volume set that works to pump a lot of blood into the muscle, we would usually want to do this set around the end of your workout. Have fun, stay safe, and you can find a video tutorial of this on my TikTok or my Instagram at awareness_fitness. That's AWEHRNESS_fitness, or my YouTube at awareness, AWEHRNESS. Now for nutrition. This week, what caught my attention in the realm of nutrition is how to structure your meals throughout the day. I will break this down according to macro and micronutrients. The two most important variables when structuring your protein intake is to have our protein levels evenly spaced out throughout the day, preferably from 2 to 6 hours apart, and the protein level needs to be relatively similar meal to meal. So, two things. Protein is spaced out throughout the day evenly, and the protein level needs to be relatively similar meal to meal. This will help not only with muscle recovery, but also to limit gluconeogenesis, which is when the body converts excess proteins into glucose, which then can be converted into fat. So we want to limit as much of that as possible. So let's say you have a giant meal with a ton of protein, a lot of that protein may be converted into glucose, and that glucose, if it's not utilized within a timely manner, can be converted into fat. So we want to keep our protein levels relatively similar and spaced out evenly throughout the day. Carbohydrates are also important to have carbohydrates, I should say, are important to have in the early part of our day and slowly taper them off later on in the day. This will help us have higher quality sleep and more supply of energy in what is usually the most active part of our day. Fats are also essential not only to feel more full, but help our bodies to synthesize proteins. Replacing your carbohydrate intake with fat intake later on in the day will also help us utilize the protein we have and feel more full going to sleep. Vitamins and minerals are also essential to have throughout the day, and towards the later part of the day, they will aid in digestion and oxygenating the cells so that the macronutrients can be as effective as possible. Now, let's go through an example of what a typical day of eating looks like for an omnivore. So, for the sake of simplicity, we will use one of each macronutrient and micronutrient source. I do recommend experimenting with different sources to ensure that your body can perform at its most optimal level. Everyone is different, so every type of macronutrient and micronutrient is going to affect your body a little bit differently. So through trial and error, I hope that everybody experiments with different foods just to see which ones work for your body best. They would have 5 meals. So in this example, the protein source is 5 ounces of chicken breast at each meal. The carbohydrate source is 1 cup of white rice for the first 3 meals of the day, keeping the carbohydrates in that first part of the day. And the fat source is MCT oil and is implemented in the last 2 meals of the day. So having the carbs first part of the day, having the fats in the second part of the day, and then keeping the protein consistent throughout the day. That checks off all 3 boxes for all the macronutrients. Now for the micronutrients. The mixed vegetables in this example are going to be implemented in the last 2 meals of the day. And the fruit that's going to be implemented is we're going to have 1 banana that's going to be incorporated in the last meal of the day. So the veggies are really going to help with oxygenating the cells, and they're also going to help with helping you feel more full throughout the day. And also the vitamins and minerals that are found in all of that are going to aid in digestion as well. So the banana is going to be great for not only the electrolytes with the potassium to aid in the digestion, but it's also going to help you feel more full so that you can have higher quality sleep that night. I hope this helps. You can find a video tutorial of how to structure your meals in a simplified way in my YouTube channel at AWEHRNESS, AWEHRNESS, or my TikTok and my Instagram at AWEHRNESS, AWEHRNESS_fitness. Now for the stress management piece this week. So the stress management technique that caught my eye this week is called a physiological sigh. It has been well documented to be the most efficient way to reduce stress. And if you are looking for a more detailed video tutorial, I have one at either on my website at www.awareness.com or the link in my bio in my Instagram. You can find this all in my ebook at AWEHRNESS_fitness. So also Andrew Huberman, he is a great teacher for this. He has tons of shorts on YouTube, and he also has quite a few videos of how the physiological sigh is the most efficient way to reduce stress, and it really helps to comprise a lot of the deep breaths matched with the slow exhales, just to help with overall stress management and well-being. So this is the way that the physiological sigh works. Let's try it together. So real quick, we're going to inhale a deep breath. Once you get to the top of that inhale a little bit more. And then once you get to the top of that breath, exhale slowly. So the inhale will always be through the nose, and the exhale can be performed either through the nose or through the mouth, whatever you prefer. Doesn't really make a difference. Now we have miscellaneous fun. So This one is pretty fun. It's kind of a daily ritual for us, but my lady and I have been huge fans of the game Wordle on New York Times. We love that it is fun, brief, and introduces us to new vocabulary. The way it works is we try to guess a 5-letter word based on the English alphabet, and we only have 6 attempts to solve for this 5-letter word. Yesterday the word was melon, and if you so it's really simple, and it's a good brain teaser, and it's good to play with either family or friends, just to kind of bring everyone together on something that's pretty simple and most people can have fun playing. So if you are looking for a fun, quick pastime to play with your friends and family, if you download the New York Times app, then the daily Wordle is on there, and they just have one Wordle every single day. And if you are a Wordle fanatic, they actually have just the app Wordle. So that's WORDLE, Wordle. If you look that up on the App Store for the app that is just specialized in Wordle, it's there. Or if you just want the daily Wordle, you can find that in the New York Times app. So that wraps it up for this week's edition of Awareness Talks. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you all again next week.